Hi, I'm Tyler Berry, and I'm going to give you my informative speech this morning. I'm going to start with a question. What would you do if your profits last year totaled $28.3 billion? Well, Volkswagen Automotive Group set their record profits last year. Volkswagen is on course to become the world's largest automaker. In 2011, Volkswagen made more than 8.5 million vehicles. As a Volkswagen novice and happy owner, I was interested in researching the history of the company and sharing it with everyone. I'm going to start with the founding and the early years of the company, then move on to Volkswagen after World War II, and later end with the modern Volkswagen of America. To start with the founding and early years, the country of Germany was faced with a dire need for a cheap vehicle for all the people. The word Volkswagen, or Volksauto, literally translates into people's car, according to Google Translate. The current vehicles being produced at that time, in the 1930s, were expensive motor coaches made by private companies, and these were far out of grasp for the common people. Even the cars that were designed for the common people ended up costing more than their yearly wage, and this was referenced in a historian of Volkswagen. Ferdinand Porsche founded his automotive design company, Porsche Bureau. He made different designs for cars at the time and drew the attention of Adolf Hitler, who met with Porsche in 1933 in order to satisfy the public's need for a cheap people's car. Hitler proposed to Porsche that he create a car that would carry 5, meaning 2 adults and 3 children, travel up to 60 miles per hour, and achieve a 33 mile per gallon rating. After many prototypes and many failures, the finished product was given to governmental control by Ferdinand. When the vehicle was introduced, Hitler changed its name to the KDF wagon. KDF translates to strength through joy. This led to the eventual Beetle. The shape was created at the beginning and became the iconic Beetle it is today. Under government control, the vehicle platform was also used to make military vehicles, including an off-road car and an amphibious vehicle titled the Schwimmwagen. The factory, however, was a prime target for Allied forces and was destroyed and taken over by the British Army and was used to create lightweight motor vehicles for them. The company was then named Volkswagen by the British, and they renamed the town the factory was in to Wolfsburg, which is Volkswagen's current home today. After the war, the company was relinquished by the British to the German government. This segues into Volkswagen Company after the war. The company grew in the years following, and demand was also increased. The Volkswagen Company recognized the demand for not only the Beetle, but also for a utility transport vehicle, spawning the Transporter, or better known as the bus. Despite a vast demand, the Beetle remained the most popular vehicle, later becoming the most popular car ever made in the world, with more than 20 million vehicles sold. This was referenced by a Rob Amos article, who's also a Volkswagen historian. Volkswagens began to be imported to the US in the early 50s, but never reached popularity here until the later 50s and early 60s. Other vehicles made during this time, including the Karmann Ghia, but these vehicles used the same parts as the Beetle to save money and was able to be a cheap alternative for people. But none of the vehicles made were as popular as the Beetle, which went largely unchanged for almost 58 years and was built in Mexico up until 2000. Now that we've covered this, we're going to move on to the modern Volkswagen of America. The first Beetle was imported to the US in 1949. Creating a name in America was hard though, as people were very weary of foreign brands. People bought American because the car was made there and it was also easy for repairs. People feared that a foreign car would be difficult to repair, almost impossible, and therefore they were left without a car. Only 1,214 Volkswagens were on the road by '53, according to an Auto Intel article about Volkswagen. As Volkswagen America grew, so did the cars available. They later spawned new vehicles titled the Golf or the Rabbit, the GTI, which is the sportier version, Jetta, and Fox. These all contributed to Volkswagen's growth. Now, modern Volkswagen of America aims to be the world's largest automaker by 2018, according to an article by The Economist. In conclusion, Volkswagen is a well-known company filled with a deep history. Now that we've covered the early years up until the modern company, I hope that you've learned a bit about this company and are informed.